What's going on, everybody? My name is back to another unboxing video thing. Today, we are taking a look at the Star Wars Black Series Return of the Jedi Boba Fett figure. He's looking mighty, mighty fine. Look at him. Look at all the cool stuff he gets. He gets like a broken blaster. He gets his blaster. He gets his jetpack. He gets a whole bunch of flame accessories. I'm super excited to crack into this guy. He's going to be super awesome to look at. I think he's going to be fun to put up on the shelf. So, let's get right into it. On the front, you can see some really awesome him, you know, he's just on the front. You get Black Series on the top, Return the Jedi on the bottom, you get Boba Fett. On this side, you get some really cool artwork of him. I love the green glowing all the way up. I think that looks sick. But he's right there. Very, very cool. On this side, nothing much. Just the Star Wars Black Series logo. And then on the back, you see a picture of him. And you see all, like, the attention warnings and all that jazz. And then you can see a little summary right here. With his custom Mandalorian armor, deadly weaponry, and silent demeanor, Boba Fett was one of the most feared bounty hunters in the galaxy. Very, very cool. Let's get this bad boy open and see how good of a figure he truly is. I don't have a knife on me, so, and I don't really like destroying boxes. Oh, see, I'm awesome. I did it. Taking him out, looking very, very swaggy. I just moved the box to the side, and now we can see. Take off this layer. We can see him in all of his glory. Look at all the stuff he's got. Let me take all this out, and then we'll look at it. Alrighty, first let's take a look at all the like accessory pieces he comes with. Of course, he has his little jetpack right here, looking very cool. I'm liking all the different, like, you know, they got that silver on the top and on the sides and stuff. Looking like wear and tear. I really like that. This top piece right here, which is the rocket, which he bends over and then he shoots, actually does come out. So if you want to just like have some display pieces, have this somewhere, or if you want to make it so it's shooting out some like some metal bands or something, you could do that. Something very, very cool. Another thing is these actually twist. They twist all the way around, which is very, very cool. So you get a little bit of posability of that. I know, of course, there's not like a whole lot you can do, but you know, you can have something like this where you're like projecting forward and stuff. So that's very, very cool right there. Next up is his blaster, looking cool. It does have some weathering on it, which is nice. It has some like black and copper colors, I would say, all the way around. And there's some really nice detailing on it. I do think that you could probably use a wash of silver or something like that. But for what it is, I'm pretty happy with it, honestly. I think it's very, very cool. And you can see it originates from like a pistol right here, and then they just kept adding stuff on as they did with Star Wars and all the props. I think that's really, really cool. And it definitely shows in this tiny little blaster. But along with this tiny little blaster, you get a cut blaster from when his gun got cut in half. You can actually put it back together just like that and have like the blade mark in it. So if you want to have a cool pose of, I think it was Luke who cut his saber or cut his gun in half with his saber. So you can have like it cuts through, but it hasn't fully fallen apart. So if you want to aim it like that, you can have it like falling apart a little bit and like some cool scenes and poses. I think that's really, really cool. Or you can just have it fall on the ground. Like, I think it's really, really cool. Other than the like simple weathering and stuff, it does have some of that green paint right there, if it'll focus. Green paint on that side and on this side, and that's really the only differences besides, you know, it being cut in half. Next up, you have these little fire pieces, which you can actually put inside of his jetpack, like so that if you have him like flying or something, he has flames coming out of his jetpack, which is super duper cool. I'm sure you could use it for something else on the figure, but it already comes with a flamethrower piece, so there's really no need, because this goes on his little wrist, and he shoots flamethrowers stuff at people. Very, very cool. I really like this. This is a lot more attention to detail. You see this kind of stuff with figures all the time. Nothing too big, but it is nice to have included, because you can get some nice posability with that. This, on the other hand, has like its own sculpting, and it's really, really nice. I really like this a lot. Now, let's get into the actual figure, and I'm pretty pleased with it, I gotta say. I really like all the colors and everything. The paint job is really nice. I love the, like, weathering they have done. It's not, you know, spectacular or anything because it's from the company itself, but for what it is, I think it's pretty good. I really like the silver pieces. It definitely gives that original Star Wars feel of Boba Fett, and I really do like that. Some things could definitely use some more coloring, like the pouches right here are super duper plain, but that's okay. Otherwise, nice detailing all around. I really like the cape on the back. It kind of flops around if you're moving it too much, but it's kind of nice, especially for posing, because it doesn't get really in the way, because you can do this thing all the way around. It's no big deal, so that's very nice. His back, of course, super plain because that's where the jetpack goes. It goes right there. But we're going to keep looking at him without it just for a minute. There's some nice red detailing back here. All these pouches. This is also a movable piece, so it just kind of flops around. And I like that because it gives every pose a different, like, style. You know, I kind of like that. His wrist mount with his little rockets and stuff, they're looking very, very nice. On this side, I thought these tubes would be in hindering of posability, and it's not. He's actually able to go all the way down, and the tubes don't really distract it much. I think he definitely could go a little bit more about the tubes, but it's really not that big of a deal. Boba Fett's not the most agile person. He's more of a, you know, shooty boy. He's not super duper agile. A little bit, though. But let's get into joints. Let's get into joints and stuff. On the head, he actually has a ball joint inside right there, if you can see it moving around right here. Here's a ball joint, but then he also has a joint on the actual head. So if I hold that neck, his head can actually spin. So he can get some really nice posability. Really love that. This is actually the first Star Wars Black Series figure I've ever held. I don't know if that's standard, but like, no, I don't know many Marvel Legends that can make a pose like that. That looks beautiful. Absolutely love that. Also on the helmet, his little visor thing does come all the way down in order to, you know, shoot his rocket. Very, very cool. And then it goes back up. Now, the shoulder pieces I figured would also get in the way, but they actually just come up super easily, just like that, on both sides. So when you're doing it all the way up, his arms can go to about a 90-degree angle. I don't think it could go much more even without these, so it doesn't really hinder it at all. We already looked at this a little bit, but he can bend that far down of his right side, so a little more than right degree, 90 degrees. And then his other side, he can go even more. So very, 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 very cool. He does have single joint at that elbow, but then he also has a little wrist twirl on top of there. I think, yeah, the ropes do hinder that a bit. Well, maybe not. No, you can go all the way around. All right, sick. Yeah, you can go all the way around with the ropes anyways. And then on the other side, of course, also has that where you can twist all the way around. Even if he's like single jointed, he does have a lot of movement with his arms, which is nice. And then on his little handsies, it is on a single joint like that. So you can go about that, and then about that, and then, of course, twist all the way around. He has a ball joint at his waist. He can go forward about yay, backward about that much, and then, of course, twist on all the way around. It's not a ball joint, actually. I think it's a clicky joint. I don't remember what they're called, but he can go pretty far forward and backwards. His legs. He can do almost the splits. He's pretty dang close. Like, he's pretty dang close on the splits there. He's also holding his own. Very, very cool. But his legs can go all the way up to there and then backwards. As you saw in the splits, he does have a joint right here, a twist right there. And then, of course, his legs, he can kick about that far back. But again, he's not super agile. Boba Fett, he's a little bit, but not like a ton. And, of course, there's also a twist at the knee. Very, very cool. And his feetsies go up that much, which kind of sucks, and then back that much. But they do twist all the way around, which is very, very cool. And we're about wrapping it up for Boba Fett. I'm pretty pleased with this figure, though. I really do like what they did with him. I think it's some nice detailing and stuff. And I'll give him some cool action poses, and then we can wrap this up. Then the flamethrower piece right here attaches to his left side, like so. And now he's shooting flamethrower. Look at that. Look, he's shooting someone. Who he's shooting? Oh, he's shooting Bowser. But Bowser breathed. Aww. Overall, I'm pretty happy with this Boba Fett figure. As I said, I've never picked up a Star Wars Black Series before, and this guy has my expectations pretty high. I really like this guy. He's come with a lot of accessories. He has a lot of posability and functionality. I really do enjoy this figure. Thank you all so much for watching. I do hope to see you next time for whatever we take a look at or whatever we do, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.